Okay, so today I am with Raheem Gray, who is currently in his final year of study, and he's going to be talking to us about his year on placement with TfL. So welcome, Raheem.
Thank you.
So Raheem, just to start off with, could you tell us a little bit about what you study and where you went on placement, a little bit about the company?
Yep. So I'm in the Hertfordshire Business School and I'm studying marketing with digital communications. At TfL, which is the local government body responsible for that, the transport system in Greater London. I went on placement, I would say it was September 2019, and it was a communications internship, which I spent 6 months in a department in the CCT, which is communications, customer and technology department, and that was around travel demand management. And in the other 6 months, which was spent majority of lockdown, in the social media department.
Great.
And
So you had a balance of being in the workplace and then working from home.
exactly. So yeah, I had I'd say it was a privilege to work under like crisis comms, and which is, it's really good to have on your CV as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Not many year groups would have had to do that, would they?
Yeah.
So how many placements did you apply for before you secured the one at TfL?
Now you're not going to believe this. This was my first one that I actually applied for. So
Really?
yeah, a lot of people tell me that I'm very lucky to be in that situation because I know it's very competitive. But I saw a few, and then I saw the TfL one pop up, and then I really liked the sound of it. So I put a lot of effort into this one, and I did get a call back about 2-3 weeks after I applied, and I was kind of in shock. So then when I actually went through, I think it was 2 stages. So you got like a phone interview, and then you've got the assessment day, which spans over like half a day. And then a week later, I think it was in December, I got a call to say that, I've actually been successful. So it was kind of a good Christmas present in a sense. And yeah, I didn't think much less of it when I got told. I said, yeah, I'm going for it, because I was still applying for roles after I went to the assessment
Oh.
day, but that was my first one.
So you got the one you wanted straight off?
Exactly.
Wow. So
Yeah.
did you get any help with that application or any of the bits of the process, like interview skills or anything like that?
I wouldn't say it was direct help, but in my second year of my course at university, we did a module. I cannot remember the actual module name, but it was we had some assessment day kind of practice, and some some career tips that was provided to us. So I kind of went in with that behind me, which I felt that I kind of benefited from that a lot when I went to the assessment day.
Right. Was that the one
Yeah.
that they hold at Watford Football Club?
Yes, that's the one. I can't remember what it's actually called,
I
but
think it's called the ACE, the Assessment Centre Experience.
that's it. Yeah,
So that
that's
really
it.
helped you, did it?
Yeah. So that was beneficial because it was literally, it fell into place at the right time as well. It wasn't too far off my assessment day as well. So I kind of remembered everything that was told to me at that point. So it was really good.
Excellent. So just thinking about, you carried on making applications after that, but going through the whole process and kind of deciding whether to or not, what would be your top tips then for Black, Asian or minority ethnic students at the point of just kind of considering placements, whether to or not, and kind of how to go about it?
I would say so. One thing I mentioned already was the assessment day experience. If you're lucky enough to have one of those opportunities where you've got that assistance and support provided by your academic institution, I would say you know take on those opportunities. Try and meet new people whilst you're in those environments, and take on what they say, because it actually does benefit you in these assessment day centers where it's very competitive, and you really have to shine and stand out in those assessment days, without not doing too much at the same time. So yeah, I'd say assessment day practice, or even like in this time, you're not gonna have the opportunity to have like open evenings where you can meet and connect with people in person. But there's support organizations like the Bright Network, for example. They hold online seminars and sessions where they provide employment advice, and that is really, really helpful as well, considering that, you know, they're really supporting the BAME network as well. So I'd say though those are the two things I would definitely recommend. But personally, I would say you have to persevere and keep the confidence within yourself as well to apply for these roles, because I can understand that, you know, there's a lot of times went to apply for a role even after I went to the assessment day, and I wasn't sure if I would get it, because, you know, I know it's competitive, and I may see myself as not fit for that role, um just down to me. But I'd say the knowledge gap as well, like try as learn as much as you know about that industry or that business you're applying for, because the more you know, the more confidence you're going to have to apply for that role. So when you get there, you can tell them all about their own business, and they like that. So
That's a great tip.
yeah, that would be very helpful in the lead up to you getting that role.
Excellent. And then thinking about some of the reasons that students rule it out, you know, going on placement. Sometimes students just want to get straight into the graduate labour market as quickly as possible, get the degree done and get out there and earn money. What about your social circle? Did you know many people that went on placement? Was it a difficult decision for you? What influenced you deciding to take that year and go into industry before completing your degree?
So the reason I decided to take a placement year is because I didn't actually initially wanted to come to university. I was going to go through the apprenticeship route and start my career that way. But then I had a slight change of mind in college, and I decided to apply for uni very late on. So I knew I wanted to get some sort of employment experience before I actually finish my course. So that was one of the reasons why I decided to take that placement year. And I've had friends in the year above and in the same year as me, that we really discussed, you know, why we should do a placement year. And we often talk about it like throughout our whole time in second year as well. So um, it was a good push for all of us to kind of get ourselves out there, and we were talking about interviews together. So that was kind of my push to want to do a placement year.
Great. And has it been worthwhile? Has it given you, you know, additional things to talk about, to write about, to put on your CV when it comes to doing applications for graduate jobs now?
Most definitely, most definitely. I would recommend it 100%. And I know it sounds a bit cliche saying I recommend doing a placement year, but really and truly, um, going into that environment, it's a different environment for one, and it allows you to kind of get a preview of what to expect when you go out there after you graduate, and it can tell you whether this is what you want to do, and it can either tell you maybe this is not the right route for me, and I'm glad I've actually experienced it in this way before graduating, because now I can make a decision on what I want to do after. So
Yeah.
yeah, definitely I would recommend it.
So it's been worthwhile all round.
Definitely.
So tell us a bit about the people that you met on placement, and the network, if any, that you built up before you had to start working from home.
Yeah, so I think from day one, we had a induction, a 2 day induction, um, and we met some a lot of good people in the business. So it started off by us meeting like the head of CCT, which is the head of the customer communications department, um, telling us, you know, how important we are to the business. And then I had individual meetings where, and it was actually my project where I was working alongside people that were second to the mayor of London, and getting them to verify my work and stuff. So like my work was connected to a lot of heads of certain parts of the business. And I think that's one good thing, you know, you get from a placement working for such a big company like TFL. Like, you meet a lot of people, and then once your work is out of the way, you get to talk to them just on a personal level, and you can build that connection with them. And who knows, once you get that connection with them on LinkedIn, in time to come, for example, now it's November coming up. Well, it's November now, and you want to go back to TFL. Who do I speak to about possibly coming back as a graduate? These are the people that you want to be speaking to. So yeah, it's good.
You can also name drop them, can't you, in your answers on application forms?
Exactly. Now, definitely, that's a good tip.
That shouldn't really count, should it?
No,
so what do you think were the biggest differences between your placement and any other part-time jobs you've had, either as a student or previously? What have been the big differences?
I would say the number one difference for me was independence. Once I started my placement, I realized that I was given a set of tasks that we had to achieve by the end of the year as well. And I was kind of left alone in a sense to kind of get on with it and add my own flavorings to the work and stuff. But when called upon, I could ask for support from my colleagues to assist me with something. And that was kind of weird for me, because I was used to being told to, like, from my retail job, go and face up, or can we get this done? But with being in an office-based environment in a corporate world, it was just like I was in my own bubble, and I could add my own bit of texture and flavor into certain projects. And yeah, that's a nice feeling, because at the end of the project, and when it's successful, and in my case it was like a big achievement for me, because I can say I'd done this all by myself, but majority of it was done by myself. And then the your team looks at you like, wow, that they can trust me with the next project that comes along. So that was something good to take in to my final year, where these assignments are coming up, and I can just reflect on how I worked with those projects back in my my placement year.
Excellent. That was my next question. How did you kind of draw on your experience from your placement year? I know you're only at the start, we're only 6 weeks in, but what are you noticing now that you're in final year about how you're doing things differently as a result of being on placement last year?
Yeah, I think my time management has definitely improved. I'm a lot more organized as a person as well. I like to have like a structure in my day, and I think that's what working full time does to you as well. You realize you have a certain structure, and I've tried to keep that structure as much as I could from when I left. So, like, luckily for me, I ended at the social media department, and that includes web analytics and stuff like that. And luckily for me, we've got a module that's on that as well. So it's flowing very well, and I'm bringing into some stuff that I learned at TFL into this assignment. So it's exciting for me to be able to kind of have some sort of reminiscent feeling of being at TFL and incorporating it into my assignment. So time management has definitely been one that I've been able to bring back at university, and I hope that it allows me to continue that throughout the next semester.
Great. And you're seeing the relevance of what you're studying to the real world of work as well.
Exactly.
Super. So my final question then is what are you most proud of from your year on placement?
My year on placement, I would say it was probably meeting. Oh, there's quite a few actually. I'm
Go
not
ahead.
quite sure.
I know you got to meet some key figures, didn't you, whilst you were
Yeah, I think I would say that's the number one for me. So for TFL's 20th anniversary, I had the honor of meeting their Royal Highnesses of the Prince of Wales and the Duchess of Cornwall at the London Transport Museum, where I was able to discuss my role in travel demand management.
Wow.
And my part of keeping London moving. And that was just one of many experiences that I had at TFL, which was, you know, I had the pleasure of doing that. And there's a lot of pictures of me shaking their hands and stuff. But the fact I was able to talk about, you know, what I've been doing on my year on placement was a big thing for me. And yeah, TFL embraces their interns and apprentices. So it was a great feeling to kind of feel like included in that massive anniversary.
Excellent. Well, thank you ever so much for sharing your experience with us today, and good luck with all your graduate job applications.
Thank you.
Lovely to talk to you. Bye.
Thank you.